guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me today. So I have a flip through of a special thing today. It is going to be a paper swap that I'm doing with Maria from J'adore le papier, and I will be posting. I'll post all her links, her social media down below, so you can check her out. So Maria does a lot of beautiful fashion themed journals, and I've been following her for a while, and I love what she creates. She always adds those kind of historical elements to her journals that I think is super interesting. And I know she inspires me a lot. So I know her future projects will be fashion related as well. She's going to make an Hermes journal, as well as a little black dress, the little black dress by Chanel, kind of themed journal as well. And so I've been collecting a few things that I wanted to share with her. And so I just put it all together in this kind of binder, not binder, but folder. Not a journal, of course, so that we can, take the pages and things out and use them in our own projects. I just used a cover from an antique atlas. It's a French one from the edition Hachette, and it is a very old one that was kind of falling apart. So I just took the spine off and created this like fabric spine here with two pieces of fabrics, and I actually took the cover and sandwiched it in between the two layers of fabrics. So that's how I did it. Very simple. So here's the back. I did stitch just a little bit here to secure the fabric onto the cover, and I also added some little details, like I know Maria loves leather, adding leathers to her covers sometimes, so I just added some pieces that I had left, and also here on the front. And initially I wanted to create a closure, here and on the other side, like I did here, put an eyelet, but I couldn't fit the tool to create the hole on the other side, so I just added a twine, and she can add a charm if she wants to. I just wanted to keep it simple so that she can reuse it and maybe create a journal with it. She would just have to bind her signatures in the book and add her own touches. Added just some pieces of upholstery fabrics here, and did a little bit of collage with some antique French magazine page, and I also added a little label that she can add to her. Keep it that way. The closure is a piece of scarf that I trimmed, and the reason I used this particular one is that, a scarf, is because she's going to create an Hermes journal, as I mentioned, and so Hermes is known for their carré scarves. Not scarves, but carré, I guess. I don't know how you call that in English, but also the buckle that I found in a flea market. It's a very heavy buckle, actually. And it is, there are some horses, so this is also reminiscent of Hermes, but I thought she could use that buckle to create the closure of her Hermes journal. As a little gift, I did a little piece of art, or at least something I made for her, and so you cannot really see the colors on screen. it's a lot more brighter, and so there is how do you call that, like jelly printing that I did a long time ago, and actually I never used them until I saw one of Maria's flip through where she was using her pieces of jelly printing that she was not happy with, so she found ways to create nice collaging with these pieces. And so here I added a label. There's a little boy ID picture. Cardstock. So that's for you, Maria. I hope you like it. And then I also found in a flea market a vintage bottle of the perfume Shalimar by Guerlain. The reason why I chose this bottle is because I chose this little gift for Maria is because she's made a gorgeous perfume journal. Well, I thought she could have her own vintage perfume bottle. These are beautiful to, display in your bathroom. I know I have some in mine. And also what is amazing with this bottle is that you can still smell the perfume, which smells so good. So that's the little bottle for you, Maria. And I did create a little tag here with some information about the perfume here. So it's a bottle from the 2000 years, and it's called this shape of the Guerlain house. Perfume is called an amphora or a bat-shaped bottle, and it was launched in 1925. And I also wrote the top notes, and yeah, she can, she has a little piece of information that comes with the bottle itself. I added a little jewelry that I thrifted, so that could be added to a fashion journal, maybe the little black dress actually. Open it up. Okay, so Maria, what I did for your swap is to divide the inside into three themes, and you'll see there are actually three sleeves, I guess you call that, and inside each there will be all the related papers and ephemera that I found for you and to go along with the theme. So the first is going to be an Hermes sleeve with all the ephemera that I thought she could use in her journal. And before I go into this part, I did add a little table of content that came from a beautiful Paris type of guidebook. And what I like to do is to, sometimes when I do bigger books, is to cover this part here and put a blank piece of paper and let the owner have a place to create a table of content for his or her journal. Here I just added a little post-it and I wrote the different parts of this journal here. So the first part is going to be Hermes. The second is going to be about the little black dress. I also put perfume-related ephemera. And the third one is going to be the Versailles gardens, and that's because she's also going to create one junk journal around this theme. I have some random pieces of ephemera. This comes from an antique book. It's a beautiful kind of turquoise marble paper. folder, I wanted to create some sort of mood board, and this is Maria, who inspired me to do that as well, because she has done some mood boards in the past for her journals, and I think it's a great idea to to add to to a themed journal. So this one is what I would think the colors of Hermes would be like, and so it's just a little kind of chapter divider as well as a mood board. So I just made a few, like a collage, and she can actually use it in her inspiration journals, where she's sketching and finding ideas for her journals. She can also, of course, include it in her Hermes journal. So we have some sewing notions, and then a little pocket with some more of a masculine type of color palette, I would say. So that's the first plate. These papers here are attached to the first folder here. I don't know if you can see. What I attached is some beautiful, this is a mathematic, like school notebook, and it was handwritten, this beautiful script. So she can collage with it, or just use it as book pages. And then I found some more recent Hermes advertisement in some fashion magazines, and I just cut these, tore these out, and added these to the journal. The folder actually has two kind of pockets here, and I added a few pieces in between, inside, I mean. And so what I did is to I added two pockets, handmade pockets. I made these with some sewing pattern, vintage ones. And here inside we have the first pieces of paper, old papers. So this is part of antique German ledger. I just love that there's this stain here. I added some stamps here. She can remove them easily. It's just a little bit of washi here. We have a French ephemera here with some tickets and a piece of a pattern paper. I love the colors of this one. Then this is a beautiful digital kit image from Lidia, and I will put her link down below as well. And I printed it onto some piano roll paper that I glue onto some coffee dyed paper. So that's a journaling card that she can further embellish if she wants to. And this is a little kind of mini booklet of papers, like pretty papers that go well with the color palette. Down to what's inside the different pockets. So on the front here, I added some photographs that I thought she could add in this journal. So there's like a family and a man riding a horse. Inside this first pocket, so as you can see, I just folded the page and stitched around to create a little pocket. And inside we have goodies. There is journaling card here. Well, journaling cards, I believe. Yeah. We have some painting of Longchamp race. these ones according to their colors. So that goes in this. In this pocket, I added some almanac pages. So this is for a few pages of the June month calendar, and also some information about horses' races. Then we have some marbled paper. This one came from a French missal. We have a horse postcard. This one is dated from 1946. I have a beautiful floral here. This is a journaling card that I thought was pretty. It looks like watercolor. And then we have... Oh, I actually folded this part here as well to create a little tuck spot and added some little sheets for collaging. Vintage sewing notion with the color that goes well with the whole palette here, and then a little business card with handwritten information. So here we have some loose sheets. This comes from a Vogue magazine that was celebrating the 100th anniversary of Vogue France, and this was a photograph that was taken in 1975, and it's actually a look like an Hermes look, so that's perfect for her journal. Here we have this book page with an illustration that I thought went well with it, with the theme as well, and so is this book page with oranges and, you know, fashion lady. So that's the few pages that are here, and then we have a ledger, a French ledger. And so when you turn this around here, on the other, the ledger is from the 30s, and here we have this is actually a Valentino image, but I love the color palette of this, so I just included it into the Hermes folder. A few labels for her to play around with, so there's a little bit of everything inside. On this side we have a little blue layout, and also for the Hermes book. So journaling cards, a little bit of labels here, just some collage pieces. This is from the Graphics Fairy, and I printed that onto some grid paper. We have some sewing, not pattern, but drawing onto this. Sorry, I can't find my words today. But yeah, we also have an authentic sample card with all these kind of velvety and browns, brown and blues fabrics that I thought would be something that would be probably used for at the beginning of Hermes, with the horse riding kind of clothing. And then behind I just tucked a lot of old random, very grungy actually, book pages or magazine pages. This is actually a plate of the Grand Prize of Paris, I guess. It's horse race as well, and this is from 1880. Oh, and I forgot to mention that behind this image, if she doesn't want to use it and doesn't like it, she can still use the back, because there's this Chanel outfit here, and she does a lot of Chanel journals, so I thought it was perfect. So that's the Hermes part. Now moving on to the little black dress, and here I added sort of kind of transition part. She could use these in her Chanel, I don't know why I said that with the American accent, with the Chanel, in her Chanel books, because she did like to ride horses as well, or she could use it in the Hermes book as well. And this is the little divider for the little black dress. And this, as I mentioned before, there's also a little bit of perfume related ephemera and pages inside. So there's some vintage sewing notions here. This came from this book. So I just fussy cut out the bottle. Here are some notes of the number 5 perfume, and some very old antique black lace. She can add something here and some journaling on the back. These are pages from the issue of Vogue that was celebrating the 100th anniversary. So I added a few of these pages for Maria. This, I believe, is a photograph of Gabrielle, and she can also use the back if she wants to. There's some paper, not fussy cut, die cuts, and inside I just added this this design here, these ladies that I found in a fashions book, and also this cutout that I found in my stash, like randomly. And this is actually another version of Shalimar from Guerlain, by Guerlain. This one has orange blossom, I believe it's called, inside, and you can see it on the bottle. And then moving on to this section, this is the perfume, well, the little black dress section, and I used a beautiful pattern paper, not pattern paper, well, scrapbooking paper that I folded to create this little folder type of thing. And here she does that a lot with her paper dolls, and just glue it on the bottom here. And so if she wants to use it, she can just, cut here, and so the whole design will still be there. I also made this little flower with some packaging paper. There's a bit of, this is just a tag, and this is a beautiful vintage perfume bottle, like neck bottle label. And inside, made a pocket here. We have a little bit of collage here, and this is a sewing notion, an antique one from Les Galeries Lafayette, with the needles inside. And this is just a little handmade card in the Vogue studio. And inside this pocket, I added some book pages from this number 5 book. And these are actually my favorite pages from the book. This is something else. I actually found this in the Vogue magazine, and I thought it was fun that, just drinking the bottle. Maybe she could create a journaling card with this, or do something fun with that. I just thought I'd include it because it's Chanel. Next we have, this is actually the little, this was the cover of the Vogue the Vogue issue that I bought 2 years ago almost. And we have some little collage bits and a handmade journaling card. Vintage wrapping paper. I love the design. It's very, I mean, she could use it in an Art Deco kind of type of, you know, style, journal style. And then a vintage bag, and inside I added a lot of different papers. Some have writing, some others don't. But it's just for her to create journaling cards with, or, you know, write, sketch on it. Just some interesting pieces of paper that were laying around my desk. This little section here, and I took out some pages from the Vogue magazine, and these are photographs, like black and white photographs. Here you have the 100 years of Vogue, and this was from the October 21 issue. A dried daffodil. These are my favorite flowers. And then we have a few like old magazine pages that she can use in her journals. There are some fashion illustrations, some articles, some advertisement. I love this page here. I think she can use this. And we have some beautiful perfume bottles and embroidery and sewing magazine pages as well. We have this I made also when I got the Vogue magazine. I tried to have fun doing some jelly printing. I think she can use this. You can also see it was supposed to be an advertisement. Really hard to see, but you can see it says Vogue begins here. Paris, je t'aime. So Paris, I love you. And some vintage flower card. Her perfume journals maybe. And then we have this ledger paper sheet from 37 ledger, 1937. And then I also included one antique magazine cover from La Mode Illustrée. She also asked if I could send her some embroidery magazines, so that's what I did. I sent her, I included this Broderie Lyonnaise magazine. Here I made 2 other pockets out of a sewing pattern for a dress, so I thought that would be perfect to use in her little black dress journal. And so inside there's just inside the first pocket there's just 3 vintage thread cards, and I stapled this piece of ephemera here, like sewing motion ephemera. And then in this pocket here we have some mother of pearl button here. So here you can see the dress that the pattern was made for, and then there's this beautiful postcard, romantic postcard. It's a French one, and inside we have some clippings, some advertisement that she can use in her collages, a ticket, and when you turn this over, I added some journaling cards here with this beautiful floral. And this is another page from this book, an antique floral postcard of jasmine, so that could go well in a perfume journal as well. Moving on to the Garden of Versailles, and this is the third and last folder. the little black dress folder, so you can see the beautiful scrapbooking paper. I just added this pocket made out of, this is some handmade paper. I included 2 Victorian die cuts of roses, and here are some pages from an antique calendar, and we have a beautiful photograph. This is a real photograph of La Seine in Paris. The pocket, and inside I included an authentic Au Bon Marché advertisement card. She could scan this and use it in other journals as well. There's a little wool card here. This is an authentic chromo lithography image here, and just a little bit of collages. There are some authentic, like some pressed ivy and flower behind. I recently got a bunch of antique like drawing lesson books. I did scan these before I send them out, and so you have these images that are super pretty, and you are supposed to reproduce on the other side the drawing here. I printed that onto some sketch paper. And on the other side, we have some pretty scrapbooking paper and journaling card. I love this paper so much. So it's really nice and thick, has beautiful colors, and side there is another chromo card, and this one has gold and embossed detail. A few book pages with some flowers, floral illustration. This one has the daisy, and then here is the camellia, so she can actually use that for the channel for the Chanel journal. And then we have I don't remember how you call that in English. Is it water lilies? Water flowers? But you know, these flowers here. I think it's super pretty. Packaging I collaged some tissue paper onto and used them as little tucks to add some ephemera. So this is obviously a color palette that maybe she can work with in her journal. I added some stickers. These are from a sticker book that I got for Christmas. Just a little bit. The folder with some handmade paper by Heather at Rose Hill Cottage. And then I included this little clipped bundle of ephemera. So I made her a little collaged pocket here that she can use in her journals. And we have a beautiful antique French map with a beautiful patina. And I wanted to include that for Maria because I know she likes to include maps in her journals. A beautiful postcard, a flower girl. Inside the binding, the sleeve, I added this this vintage typewritten deed, to which when you open it up, I added a few ephemera, a few book pages and illustrations. this section, which is another section of papers for the Versailles garden. This is a gorgeous illustration from, well, not illustration, it's a painting by Fragonard. And I just added this just for fun because I bought a magazine, and like home design magazine. I found this article about this place that Maria has visited, I think. It's the Ralph Lauren type of cafe or restaurant in Paris. I've never been there, but I just thought I would cut out this little article. It's just a little something that made me think of her. A postcard, vintage postcard of a garden. This one is located in Bordeaux. So the last few things, first another pocket, collaged pocket from Maria, and inside some random pieces of ephemera and handmade paper. Here I really like this ephemera because I thought she could play with swatches in this table here. It's actually a ticket. And then other little cutouts from magazines, books that I thought could be included in her journal. That's located in the Versailles garden. So that was pretty nice to find. This is the castle of Versailles as well. It's just added a few dictionary pages. These ones are vintage. And of course, everything in this book is French. Ephemera, and this is a letter that was written in 1916. And then these beautiful pages with, this has florals on the top. And these ladies, I thought they would be, you know, yeah, fitting for a garden party, for example. And then we have this gorgeous lady here, and I love the frame here. It's gorgeous. Some script. And I found these plates of the Versailles garden, so that's just perfect. Both are plates that are depicting somewhere in the garden, so yeah, I think it's perfect for her journal. And the other side of this folder, we have another sticker from the sticker book. A beautiful photo illustration of a picnic again, and I just love how like the outfits they have, and yeah, I can imagine that it's somewhere hidden in the garden again. Thought I would include that. She can cut out these illustrations here. And these, I recently bought a book with French castle drawings that I wanted to use in my future journals. And so this one has a map of Versailles garden. I thought that was pretty cool. You have the castle here, and then the garden that goes all the way. So, yeah. That's the back, and it's just a postcard from Provence, and I'm just gonna write a little note on the back. She can remove it, of course, and we have a handmade little pocket here, so that can be convenient if she decides to use this as a future journal. I'm out of breath. I know it's a long flip through, but I really hope you enjoyed it and that you could find a little bit of inspiration. Of course, Maria, I hope that you love it, and that some of these papers, if not everything, can be useful for your journals or personal projects, maybe. I will see you guys very soon with a junk journal share. I have made some religious inserts, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.